Hi guys, back again. So today we're going to talk about Ying shoes and Yang shoes. So as most of you are probably aware, that Yin and Yang is the Chinese balancing system, the male energy with the female energy, and we need both in order to create balance in our world. So when I'm talking about Ying shoes, it's obviously the female energy, and the Yang shoes are the male energy. So it's the kind of energy that you're using when you're actually wearing your shoes. It's also the type of shoes. So like a Yang shoe, for example, might be very smart, pointy, or businessman shoes with solid heels that, are no nonsense. We don't take any nonsense from anybody. We do it my way or the highway. They don't muck around. They're highly polished. It could be that, it's more of those beetle crusher shoes with the really big heels, where it's like I stand my ground. I'm solid. I don't take no trouble from anyone. I might do a bit of kicking, and getting people out the way, or crushing things underneath my foot in order to get somewhere. You can even look at how it's also decorated as well, what kind of things that they have on it: heavy buckles, studs, spikes, things that are clearly not feminine and soft and gentle and natural quite often. So that's the Yang side of things. So that you might look at the Yang shoes are quite common in corporates, in gangs, in if you think about the types of shoes that they wear, the corporates, perhaps interestingly enough, not so much in the US, so much in the corporate environments, because over there they've got a lot of sneaker wearers. They wear a lot of trainers with their suits, but that can actually be a Yang energy, because if you're constantly running to get somewhere, to achieve something, and it's not used for the balancing side, and that's the example of how you're wearing your shoes as well, that brings in that Yang energy. It's all about competition. It's being better than somebody else. It's outrunning somebody else. It's the cost of the actual shoe. It's a status symbol. What would be those trending sneakers that are in at the moment that are all white, not Skechers, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, the more you're spending on your shoe, it gives that, there's that need to show off that ego, show off the status, show off the positions, show off the power. And also increasing the speed at which I can get there faster than somebody else. So it's that high competitive element, competing against somebody else, and in order to actually win. So that is that Yang kind of side. And just to talk about trainers in itself, the Yang energy there is where we overdo things. So we're wearing a certain type of shoe, but we're overdoing it. There's no balance in it. You haven't got that feminine energy that's bringing the calm and the neutrality to everything. So with the Yang shoes, like for example with the running, I think I've mentioned before in one of the other videos, is like if you're using your running shoes and it's to decompress, it's to get rid of your excess adrenaline, to release your serotonin levels and endorphin levels, then that's one thing. But it's when you're going past that and pushing and going harder and faster and going beyond your limits, it's now moved into that shift of the Yang and not enough Yin. And this is actually very common with ladies that carry excess weight, is because they are over exercising. They release too much cortisol, the body goes into stress mode, and you land up holding on to your fat reserves more than you would if you actually slowed down and did different types of exercises that didn't stress your body to such an extent, because it throws your hormones out of balance as well. So it's getting that knowledge of, you know, when have I shifted into too much yang, being consciously aware, becoming aware of that. Most ladies, most people don't know that this is even happening. They just go, well, you know, everybody goes to the gym. I was told I had to do this. You know, I work in a fast-paced environment. I've only got half an hour. I've got to, you know, burn off whatever excess fat. I've got to look good. I've got to be fit. I've got to. And here we've got that too much yang, too much burning yourself out. You go into adrenal fatigue, and eventually you go into collapse mode, so that you actually are forced to go into the yin. Now, the yin shoes are more of that feminine energy. It's the calm, it's the neutrality, it's the softer, more comfortable shoes. It's the no need to actually compete. It's the nurturing sort of environment. Your Ying slippers might be something. It might be something like you know, slip-on jandals. It might be that you've got no shoes, which are my favorite, where you're totally getting grounded to the earth, to the beached sand, to the ground. And you've got that charging element, which actually helps you to, it's the earthing element. If you think about the wires that you have in a plug, and you've got your 3 different wires, and one of them is an earthing wire. I think it's the green one. I'm not an electrician, but I'm pretty sure that it's the green one that causes that helps you to earth. So if there's any short circuits, it can release the excess energy into the earth and then create a balance. And it's the same for us. We need that. We are actually electrical beings, and we need to have that grounding element every single day in our lives. And unfortunately, in our environment these days, it's so go that we land up not doing that. We don't take the time to decompress. We don't take the time to meditate, you know, for 10-20 minutes. I mean, people say to me, Vicki, I don't have 20 minutes in a day. Well, get up a little bit earlier, because when you pull back and take a breath and get on top of your breathing and go in and meditate, and that's that yin energy. It brings that calm and the grounding and the centeredness that you need, that will make you far more effective during the day and clear-headed during the day than if you didn't do it. So people who are running in the hamster wheel with their yang shoes on, going really fast, are less likely to be productive than somebody who can step out of the woods and see the wood for the trees and go, well, actually, I don't need to do that today. I will just focus on this, and I'll calmly do that until I've finished it. And once that's done, then I'll move on to the next thing. And then they actually are more productive during their day. So the Ying shoes are really important to get that balance back into our lives. And I think this is really such a key thing. So many people are not doing this, or they've gone to such an extreme that they've swung the complete other way. And this is not uncommon. I have seen this quite a lot, where they have been wearing so much yang that eventually they hit collapse, and then they just go into complete yin mode, and they're too fearful to put on any yang shoes again because it burnt them out. So it's before you burn out, pull back, and then how do we get through our everyday life? I mean, maybe you guys can make comments about this, like, you know, oh, thank you for bringing it to my attention, but yes, you're quite right. I wear my yang shoes 98% of the day. And then I have decompression Ying shoe time, which is I kick my shoes off at night, I put my slippers on, or it might be my socks or whatever it is, or I go barefoot, or I might go for a swim, but it's only 2% of my day. And it's like, well, how can I get back into the swing of, you know, how can I get that balance back where I've got I've got yin and I've got yang, and then to recognize, like, I am now aware that this is actually what's happening. I've got this much yang, and this much yin. So how can I have it where it's nicely balanced now? And what shoes do I need to do? And when I wear those shoes, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the yin activities. I am doing the meditations. I'm doing the breathing, I'm doing the qigong or the jing or the whatever it is, the ballet, the dancing, the singing, the whatever it is that floats your boat. What are you going to do? Now, here's what I would like to ask you guys here today is just comment in the box below, you know, how much yin and yang you've got in your life. Like if you started looking at it going, gee, you know, really, that's actually a point. I wear those kind of shoes more than I do these. And maybe that's why I'm quite stressed out. Or is it that I'm so yin that actually I need a bit of yang? And what's your percentage? So give me your percentage scores of your yin and yang totaling like 100%. So it might be, you know, 60 or 70% yang and 30% yin. And as a result, I'm now going to commit to doing X, Y, and Z to increase my yin shoes so that I'm able to create more balance in my life. And even if I've got a really busy schedule during the day, I'm going to make space in the morning or at lunchtime, or morning and lunchtime, or morning, lunch and evening, so that I can bring my yin back into my life and get more balance. And with that, you'll become more creative, more joyful, and more centered and more grounded. And I think that is just such a common issue that we have these days, is that there's far too much yang and not enough yin. So ladies, I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to your comments. Please hop over to the Facebook page and make any comments in there as well. I will be checking that as well over, you know, as and when I'm able to. I won't be able to answer everybody's comments, but I thank you very much for your time and your energy, and appreciate you making time for us today. Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.